Good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the weekend. It's Hobby Evolution episode where we at 354. It is raining. I'm welcoming the rain because A, we need some rain. Hasn't rained in a while. But B, it gives me an excuse and I won't feel bad for spending all day today in the convention center at the Wisconsin Dells for the big Wisconsin Dells card show. That's why I'm super early on a Saturday. I was actually up at 5 a.m. I think it was excitement. Another card show day. This is like 3 weeks in a row. No, 4 weeks in a row. Wait, I think I took the weekend after the national off. So this is the fourth card show in 5 weeks. Another one next week, and another one the week after that. So Wisconsin Dells today, Madison Card Show next Saturday, and then the following Saturday, Labor Day weekend, is the Chicago Sports Spectacular in Rosemont, where same location as the National. So it's been a busy end of summer card show wise. So it's raining. I'm happy. So I can spend all day in the card show. My buddies Johnny and Mark are going to be there. Mark actually has a table set up today and tomorrow. So if I buy like a bulk box, I don't have to run out to my car in the rain like I did last time, although it wasn't raining last time. The May show, I bought a monster box of basketball rookies. And so I had to lug them out to my car. So now I can just take them over to Mark's booth and set them aside. So Dan, what's up? Good morning. It's raining there also. I wonder if it's the same front. Is it the same front here in Wisconsin and in South Korea? Probably not. Nice and cool with a breeze through the room. Very nice. Yeah, it's been hot and humid the last few days. So it's last week we had hot, humid weather, and then it drew up some severe storms. And then all of a sudden it just got hot and humid with no precipitation. So it's welcome. So today, I don't want to talk about Tops, Fanatics, Panini, and all that crap. That's talked enough about it yesterday. Heard my thoughts. More did develop after I went live yesterday morning, and then I saw some more comments yesterday afternoon. I'm going to save the rest of my thoughts for tonight. Hobby Roundtable is on 7 p.m. Central on 3B Collections channel. So that's 3B, the number three, the number three. The number three, the letter B collection. 3B Collection on YouTube. Herman's channel will be live at 7 p.m. Central, so exactly 12 hours from right now. Talking the hobby. And obviously there's a lot to dissect with the big hobby news this week. So it wasn't hard. Usually we have a chat string and we talk about different topics, and no need to discuss what to discuss for tonight's episode. So check that out. We do this once a month. This week, like the third Saturday night of every month. So Dan, I don't know. Are you going to be on tonight? I'm not sure the rotation tonight. I think summer's tough. So it's kind of always up in the air who's going to be on, but it's always fun. So that's tonight, 7 p.m. Central. Dan is planning to. Awesome. So we'll have a lot to talk about tonight. Other than that, I'm trying to think of what I did yesterday. Basically what I did yesterday hobby wise was what I'm going to talk about today. Kind of leads right into it. Over the last week, I've been really trying to pump up my eBay store, get that inventory rolling, because I want to boost my sales over the winter months, because obviously I'm in Wisconsin, it's cold. I spend a lot of time indoors. It'll give me something to do. I can make some extra dough to spend on Cubs cards. So I want to ramp up the eBay sales. And I've had like a rough goal to reach fourth quarter for my eBay store. But I really didn't do much work in planning up until the last couple of days. How am I going to reach that goal? So I want to outline my fourth quarter sales goals. I won't give real numbers, real dollar numbers, but I'll share some volume and how I'm going to achieve and how I think I can achieve and some of the obstacles that I need to overcome to reach that goal. So I've been pumping up using File Exchange. There were some updates. My buddy Chris, who really turned me on to how to accurately upload on File Exchange. So big props to Chris for doing that. And when eBay has the recommended item specifics and the required item specifics, he was able to finagle it and get the spreadsheet to where it's going to upload, and have successfully uploaded several now. Did 230 last night. So that's what I was doing. What I've been doing to streamline the process, take the photos, upload the photos into Image Shack, and then I'll sit down and hammer out all the typing in one sitting. So I was able to type out all of the photos were uploaded prior to my sit down marathon last night. So I was able to type out 230 listings, type them out, copy and paste each of the links to the photo, and upload it. And it took me about 3 hours. Now I did take a break for a little short dinner. I took a break to walk the dog. So I'd say 2 to 2.5 hours it took me to actually do the typing of 230 listings and then copy and paste, which is the photos is always the hardest part to this process. It's the most time consuming. It's the most tedious, but it's the most important probably, is the photo. So that's what I did last night. So I want to take you through my fourth quarter goals. And I've set goals in the past, but I've just kind of like no focus. And I'm in sales. So I know how to set sales goals, and I know how to, you have to explain, you go to your superiors, you have your annual meeting, setting those goals. Well, how are you going to reach those goals? And, yada, yada, yada. I was in business development, which I'm no longer in biz dev. I hated it. A lot of cold calling. What's the key to bringing in new business? Well, you've got to make more calls. If you're bringing in X amount of new clients per month at X amount of phone calls, obviously, the more phone calls you make, the more times you're going to hear no, but the more times you're going to hear yes. And it's all a numbers game. So there's a numbers game with eBay sales as well. And a lot of people that talk about their struggles with eBay, they have a very small inventory. I don't make any sales on eBay, and they only have 100 listings. It's all a numbers game. You put 200 listings in there, you're likely going to double your amount of sales. And there's pricing. There's other nuances. But if you have enough data to look back and you can average it all out. So that's where I'm setting my goal. I'd like to reach this number, which is very lofty. It's about twice the sales goal I'm doing now. Sometimes some months are a little higher, so it's a lesser percent. But all in all, for the 3 months ending 2021 for the fourth quarter, I want some out. How am I going to get there? I need to basically double my inventory in my eBay store to reach that goal. And it was actually pretty simple coming up with that number, because I basically had an average of 3,000 listings in my eBay store at a given time. And I have about 13, 14, 15, going on 16 months of sales data from the point in the pandemic where I really started pushing my eBay store. Why did I push the eBay store? Well, I had a lot more time. Obviously, you see behind me, I have a lot of cards. I have a lot of potential inventory that I can list on eBay. What was holding me back was listing prices. Now, a lot of my cards are 99 cents, $1.50, $2, $3. Now, prior to the pandemic, after my store subscription of 1,000 free listings per month, eBay was charging, I think it was like 15 cents, maybe 20 cents per listing. Now, if you're getting charged 20 cents just to list a card that you're selling for $2, that wipes out basically a large chunk of your profit after your final value fee, your shipping, supplies, and all that. So it just wasn't worth it. So I kept I was hovering right around that line. Fortunately, eBay had the right thinking that, hey, if we cut back on these listing fees, we can actually make more money, because guys like me, I'm going to list my 1,000 free per month, and I'm going to leave thousands and thousands of cards off, because it's just not worth my time to spend all of this money up front to potentially sell, and may not sell. So I'm losing that money on every single listing. So eBay had if I make more money, eBay makes more money. So the more listings I put out there, the more listings are going to potentially sell, the more money eBay makes on those final value fees. So I can't believe they waited this long, and they waited until a pandemic to actually put that process in motion and roll it out to the eBay users, the sellers using their platform. So that's why I ramped up. And then all of a sudden I saw the success. We had a big boom in the hobby. Things are selling, things are moving. I'm selling 1989 Topps Greg Jeffries. I'm selling 1990 Fleer Kevin Moss. What's going on? I'm just going to list everything. So my average is 3,000, and I have, over a year now worth of sales data, so I can take a look back. I know the inventory that I'm selling. It's my niche. I know what to look for in the bargain boxes. When I go to the Dells today, I know what I'm looking for that can potentially sell on eBay, what it can sell for, where my profit margins lie. So my average over this time, 3,000 listings. I'm selling right now. It's actually kind of a dip because I haven't really, it's been summer, so I haven't listed a lot. And I talked about going into the summer, I knew that by design, I'm not going to be listing as much. I'm not going to be selling as much. And again, by design. So my sales have dipped. So my average right now on the dip, about 33 sales per day. With 3,000 listings, that's what, 1.1, 1.2%. So 1.2% of my inventory is rolling over on a daily basis. So if I double that, if I get to 6,000 listings, I can, 1.2% of 6,000 is what, 70, 72, I think. I did the math. I didn't write it down. So I have a current dollar amount that I'm basically averaging over the last 12 months. So by upping my inventory to 6,000 with the same type of inventory and the same sales dollars, I'm averaging X amount per sale on X amount of transactions, 33. If I double it up, I can reach my sales goal for the fourth quarter. And I use the 90-day rolling averages that are on the main screen on eBay. If you're on the app, it says, in the last 90 days, you've made this amount of money. This is how many listings are currently in your store. Here's how many items you have sold in the last 90 days. So I like to use that 90-day rolling average. And then I also keep a spreadsheet, my daily payouts from eBay, and I can track my net sales per month, the 20, 21, or 22 business days in each month of the year. So Dan, I will get to your question in just a moment. So how do I get to that? How do I get to that lofty sales goal? How am I going to double my inventory? Because it seems like I'm always treading water in listing. Because it can be time consuming. File exchange is awesome. And I found a way to even streamline it more, which I talked about just a few minutes ago, where I get all of my cards that I want to list. I put them in a box, and my wife and I, we started watching a show on Hulu. Nicole Kidman is in it. 9 Perfect Strangers. It's interesting. It's kind of artsy. Big Little Lies. I think it's the same people that did that show with Reese Witherspoon, and I think Nicole Kidman was in that as well. But I digress. So we're lying on the couch. I'm lying on the couch. We're watching Netflix or Hulu, whatever it's on, and I've got my pile of cards, and I'm taking photos. Each card, I'm going to put these on eBay eventually. And once I get my pile of 50 or 100, then I go to Image Shack and I upload it. Unfortunately, I haven't streamlined this process to make it efficient. I've tried it a couple times to where I'm bulk bulk uploading it, and it puts everything out of whack. So it actually takes me longer to go back through. The actual upload process is quicker, but actually finding it to copy and paste in the spreadsheet is inefficient. So I just do it one at a time. And again, and I can do this sitting at a stoplight. Like, oh, I have photos that I need to upload. I'm at a red light. I can do a couple during the red light. And I'm finding this efficiency where I'm able to utilize downtime with the phone in my hand, where I don't have to be sitting at the computer and doing all of this at one time, and really trying to squeeze everything in at one time. And then once I have 2, 3, 500 listings or photos uploaded into Image Shack, I can go sit down. Say I set a time, set aside 4 hours. I can sit down and hammer it out. Yes, my butt gets tired, and I'll get up after 30 minutes or 45 minutes just to stretch and walk around, sit back down, data entry for another couple hours, and boom, I get 500 listings done. And I need to average 500 listings to get to 6,000 listings by the start of the fourth quarter, October 1st. I need to average about 500 listings per week. So I really need to hammer down, because I'm currently at, after last night uploading 230, it put me at, just over 3,200 listings in my store. And I'm going to continue selling 1.2% day after day. So I need to keep my head above water. And that's another thing. Take a look at your 90-day averages, and to continue your sales numbers, you can't just sit back and relax and not continue. Like Brad says, feed the beast, because if you stop feeding the beast, your sales numbers are going to slide. Take a look at your 90-day average. If you're selling, we'll just throw out a round number. If your 90 average is what, 900, that would put you at 10 per day. If you're selling 10 items per day, but you're only listing an average of 5 per day, you're behind, and your sales are just going to continue on this downward trend. So you need to keep, say, I'm averaging 33 sales per day. That dropped from the peak at like 75, I think I had during the first quarter. So I'm down to like 33 sales per day. If I'm not listing more than 33 per day, that number is going to keep going down. So not only do I have to keep that in mind, but to reach my 6,000, I have to add 3,000, but also at the same time, I'm selling 1.2% of my inventory per day. That's also going to be going down. So you have to take all of that into consideration as well. What are some of the things that could slow me down? And what I've learned over the past 12 months when dealing with all of these sales in bulk quantity, where I'm selling up to 75 cards per day, is that I have to have a lot of envelopes, stamps on hand. I have to have my labels to my label printers on hand. I have to have supplies, top loaders, penny sleeves. Pretty much I have a direct source for my stamps with Carl, who I have to reach out to, and I want to order 2 boxes from him. And I'll have to do this after I go live, after I cut this off, just so I have enough on hand, because my sales are gonna be on their way up for the rest of the year. So I need to have those on hand. Top loaders, which is like the bane of every seller over the last 16 months. I was able to get a good deal on a case of brand new top loaders, but that's only 1,000, and those are going to go by really quick. So I need to scour the Facebook groups, which is where I've had the most luck finding used top loaders. I need to scour those groups to find a good deal, get them for 10 cents or less per top loader in bulk quantity. So that's something that I really need to focus on here moving forward, to make sure I'm not held up and waiting on a shipment. I'm in logistics for my day job. So it's like, some customers are just in time shipping. So they have a quantity. They need these top loaders on this day, or otherwise it shuts production down. So if I don't have top loaders, I can't ship, and I'm shut down, and my sales continue to roll in. I can't afford to be behind like that. Even one day, it'll really put me behind the 8 ball and put me in a jam. So 500 per week. Organization is another key to get 3,000 more listings plus to hit that 6,000 listings mark. I need to really be organized. So last night, after I did my bulk upload of 230 cards, I started on my next batch, and I'm going to do basketball this time because I've been acquiring a lot of basketball rookies, and some of these, lower tier rookie cards, I'm just going to throw in my eBay store for like $1.50 a piece. And kind of the thought process in buying these bulk is if somebody has a hot game, those $1.50 cards turn into $4 cards or $5 cards. That's the goal, but you can't sit on all this inventory. So that's my next batch of cards to upload because basketball season is coming up right around the corner. So just being organized and getting those cards in a stack, take the pictures, upload to Image Shack. What's up, Herman? Good morning. Supplies on hand, organization, and in the listings. So that's how I'm going to achieve my goal. And I think in the past few quarters, I haven't had, right now I have this all written down on my whiteboard in front of me. So every time I sit down and I start shipping, I can look up and say, okay, I really need to hammer down. I'm behind. I only listed 300 items on eBay this week. I've got to do another bulk upload, get a couple hundred more listed this week because I've got to reach 500 per week until the fourth quarter begins. And that may not even be enough based on, if the sales trend up above that 1.2% mark. So that's what I wanted to talk about. My sales goals as I approach fourth quarter, 6 weeks until then. So a lot of work to be done. And that's another reason why I was up so early this morning because with that bulk upload, I made a lot of sales overnight. So I need to get ahead of the shipping because I'm going to be spending all day in the Dells at the card show. So Dan asks if they have them, ever thought about going on a Leinenkugel's tour in Chippewa Falls? I have not. So here's the funny thing. I love breweries, but I'm not a big brewery tour fan. I've only really done, I think, one brewery tour. My wife and I went to New Glarus. This is a few years ago. Just like on a Sunday, we went and had lunch. New Glarus is a really cool town. That's home of Spotted Cow. So we did New Glarus. We did a brewery tour and just sat on. They have a really cool like patio bar that overlooks like the countryside. It's very hilly. You may remember from my bicycle ride to New Glarus how atrocious those hills can be around New Glarus. So it's very scenic. But here in Madison, we have a ton of breweries, and I've never done a brewery tour. In fact, there's one brewery that's only a few blocks away from my office, and I get their beer quite a bit. It's called Capital. It's in downtown Middleton. So I get their beer quite often, but I've only been to the actual brewery, and it's like it's right next to the post office that I'm at every single day. And I've only been to the Capitol Brewery twice, maybe 3 times. So I'm not while I do enjoy the craft beer, I don't really go to the breweries that often. Eau Claire can be hilly. Yeah, a lot of places here in Wisconsin are super hilly. Yeah, so yeah, Eau Claire along the Mississippi River. So I've never even been to Chippewa Falls. We had a wedding that was kind of up in that area a couple of years ago. So drove by, saw the sign, but I've never been to Chippewa Falls. It's probably 3 hours from where I'm at. So that's what I had. That's what I had for today. Today is the Wisconsin Dells card show, so looking forward to that. Tonight, 7 p.m. Central, is the Hobby Roundtable on 3B Collections channel, so check that out. Hobby Hotline is coming up at 10 a.m. this morning Central. I'm looking forward. I'm going to have to watch in replay at some point because I'm going to try to hit the Dells as the doors open at 10 a.m. So I will miss Hobby Hotline live, but it sounds like they've got quite the roundtable discussion this morning. Dan asks, how do you get to the Dells? So I live on the far west side of Madison. So what's up, Zach? Um, the Paul Bunyan restaurant is over there. I'm not familiar with it. I've only been to the Dells a few times. We go up there. We had an anniversary dinner. There's a really nice, really good steakhouse there called Dell Bar. So I've been there a couple times. Went to the May card show. Other than that, I've just driven through. So I've never really experienced the Dells. We never went up there when I was a kid. Um, so I'm not familiar with like the parks or the water parks or anything. Um, so how do I get there? So I live on the far west side. So I can just hop on. We have the belt line, which is kind of a highway that wraps it connects the interstate. Basically, it's kind of a ride around Madison, so you avoid like the city. So I just hop on the belt line is just a couple miles down the road. So I hop on that and go north, and that's it. I just hop on the belt line, and I think it's Highway 51. I'm not familiar with the crazy thing is when I grew up in Illinois, like I could tell you in like the entire state of Illinois, I can tell you the highway numbers for all of the highways interstates. Here in Wisconsin, it's like I have no idea. Like I think it's 51. It's the Belt Line. It's kind of like Chicago. Like everything is the Dan Ryan or the Kennedy. Here it's the Belt Line, the interstate. Paul Bunyan's Cook Shanty, Highway 13, Wisconsin Dells. Maybe it's Highway 13. I don't know, but yeah, it's basically a straight shot. So I go up and go through like Sauk City, Baraboo. Um, it's really scenic around Baraboo. That's where the Devil's Lake State Park is, and then the Dells is just on the other side. And the great thing about the where the cargo um, is it's like on the very southern edge. It's in whatever resort that is, which is right on the interstate, like on the furthest southern edge of the Dells as you're coming up on the highway that I'm coming up on. So it's like 45 minutes for me. So it's a really easy drive. There's actually around Baraboo, there's a basically the Baraboo belt line, I guess you would call it, because it loops around. You used to have to drive through and hit like 4 or 5 stoplights in the town city of Baraboo. But now the highway goes around. So it cuts around. So cuts some time out of your commute. So that's today. So that's what I had. Thanks for tuning in. I will try to tweet out some of my pickups today. Today I'm going as a buyer. Not looking for anything in particular outside of digging through bargain boxes. I am going to be on the lookout for pre-war Cubs, just in case. I'm not set on like that's not the main reason. Main reason I want to go is just to dig through bargain boxes and see what deals I can find. Because as I've been shipping some more cards, it's like, oh hey, I sold this card for $5. I pulled it out of the 50-cent box at the National. So still making some sales from that. So guys, have a great day. I'm about to hit the golf course. Good luck on the golf course. Cheap Burley autos for Dan. I will keep my eyes out. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great Saturday. Again tonight, 7 p.m. Central for Hobby Roundtable. And that's on 3B Collections channel on YouTube. Have a good one, and we'll talk tonight.